This video is a part of the 5 for 5 series made by the Early Learning Coalition of Hillsborough County. In these videos, we talk about different activities you can do with your child 5 minutes or more per day that will help them practice skills and concepts in different key developmental areas. The 5 for 5 Spring into Learning series focuses on activities you can do together that are spring themed.
And now we're going to be talking about STEM. Everything in spring is new and fun. Every time we receive the spring, it's a happy time because we get to see things grow and flowers bloom. So for children, STEAM is a wonderful opportunity to offer a different way of looking at things and also conducting investigations when it comes to plants. It's very fun and very interactive. So gardening is one of those things that is a wonderful learning activity for children, and they will be using everything that has to do with STEAM. Making gardening can also be intentional and educational at the same time, because we can talk about parts of the plants and different things that we can do to grow them. What are the things that they need, and talk about science. And also it hits that social emotional because it starts letting children understand how caring for something and worrying it and doing the things that they need to do to be able to provide and take care of something, right? So it starts teaching them some sort of responsibility that is not only themselves. So always remember that a STEAM in gardening can provide also a variety of activities of doing art, right? So as the children are investigating the plants, it's wonderful to just follow the process and make a sequence of how their plant is growing, or maybe make predictions of how the plant is going to look in the future, right? So this is something that you can take and create so many things with it, and children will love it. Next slide, please. So a few things that we can think about when we think about STEAM. Remember that STEAM stands by science, technology, engineering, and using math, right? So basically, if you look at children and you look at their natural curiosity, they're going to go places, or they find things that sometimes we cannot even see, and they find it because they'll be able to explore and do all these exciting things for themselves as they're learning. So for science, for older children, what you can do is you can start a study of plants and insects, right? And learning about nutritional skills and observing the effects of the weather. So if it's raining, what's going to happen, right? For younger children, you have the ability to introduce them to different textures. It could be plants, or it could be flowers, and different types of leaves that they can actually touch, and it will be a great opportunity for them as a sensory activity, and also as the plants are growing, to see that process. So if you have a little plant somewhere around them and they see you water it, so that's a wonderful opportunity for them to experience that in nature. When it comes to technology, we often think about tablets and smartphones, but technology, remember that it always stands for the things that we use to create something. So weather, for example, creates, and the soil creates the plants and nature. So for gardens, we discuss technology with older kids, talking and walking them through machines and the technology, and showing them what is the purpose of farming and how we can grow plants in a bigger scale, right? We can even show them videos or read them books, as Nicole was saying. So just kind of understanding the process of technology and what are the tools that we use to promote that growth when it comes to gardening and plants. For the younger children, then basically it's just remembering that technology is everything that humans make. So everything that we use to water the plant, or maybe the pot that we use to put in the soil and the little seed. So all of those things are created to make an environment for the plant to grow. So this is something that we can talk about as well. For engineering, just building and planting the garden is a great way to use engineering and design, right? Because they can choose whatever pot they want. They can choose what seed they want to plant. So it's wonderful for them to have a chance to experiment and just explore, and for you to involve them in the planning process as well. So maybe take them to Home Depot or some type of store that where they can actually go to a garden and see the different plants, and it allows them to open up and understand where things come from, right? And when it comes to math, gardening is a great way to promote a variety of math concepts, such as counting, size, shape, proportion, right? When we talk about putting in the soil inside the pot, and also multiplication, because of course we can put a couple of seeds and then they will multiply and they will become little plants, right? So for younger children, we want to make it a little easier because of course they're little. So just counting how many leaves a vine has, for example, it could be counting how much water we put inside the actual pot. If it's too much, we can actually damage the plant. So we want to teach them that it has to be a specific amount or they will die, right? So all of these things you can actually incorporate when it comes to gardening, and children will love it because it will give them a chance to understand the process of things and how plants grow. And it will be a wonderful opportunity for you as a parent to connect, or as a teacher to connect with the children throughout those experiences and see the world as they see it. Next, please. Lastly here, I wanted to let you know that according to the age group that you have, it's very beneficial to bring it to their level, right? So for example, if you have younger children, so you can have something as easier as this right here in the very first picture that we see. Just a couple of little pots that you can have, the soil, the seeds, and the shovel right there. So it's very, very simple. As they grow older, then you can start adding things to their garden, right? So now they have different tools that they can use, and that will be showing the technology as well, because now they can dig and they can do all these sensory things that they couldn't do before, right? So the first one will be for little children, then you move in, and then all the way to older children that are 3 and 5 to 5, that they can actually water the plants, and now they know and they have this awareness of how much does the plant need to stay alive and in the sun. And if the plant is not doing very well, then maybe we should move it to this other part of the house or the school so that the plant can actually receive more sunlight, since plants have their own different ways of growing. Some like the shade and some like the sunlight, right? And also for toddlers and for children in general, it's very, very important to talk about the process of things in pictures, right? So just like you see it here in the bottom in the little square, it talks about the process of everything that happens throughout a plant. So in this case, we have the example of a pumpkin, but it could be anything that you're planting. So you can actually go online and research what is going to happen to the plant and what the children as the plant is growing, right? And always remember to talk about the steps of things, because that will promote an understanding for them to be aware of the changes and when are they supposed to happen, right? So just having a simple list just like this that you see will help them understand what is the process to plant, and just walk them along the way as they are experiencing and doing these things with you. And it will be a great opportunity to bond, not only emotionally, but also kinesthetic, because they will have the opportunity to be able to experience things that maybe they haven't experienced before. But also you will have a front seat in their excitement when that very first leaf comes and they're able to celebrate that their plant is actually doing great. They did a really good job taking care of it. So good luck.